Big blunder from Zach there. Oh dear, I don't know exactly what he's done, but there's a serious danger here. Let's see, where are we now? And Stu now has the advantage. Zach was up until a couple of moves ago. Can you see me, guys? Live chess commentary. Contribute if you can. Let's see. We can guess where these people are going to go, by the way. So it's, let's see. Oh, there we go. Stu is still up primarily because this bishop is pinned. We've got a king here, and now Zach can't move the bishop, so he could go somewhere else. Let's see. What can anyone do right now? Zach can go over here. Will he though? I don't know. So we can take a guess at what he could do. He could go over here, but it doesn't seem like it lets me do it right now. Don't know why not. Okay. So Zach is a bit screwed, but he can't move the bishop at all. It's pinned by the queen. What can he do? He can't really attack the queen in any way. He can't block it because the centre is completely exposed because he's lost those two pawns in the middle. So where did he go wrong? Let's go back a couple of moves. So where are we? At this point, Zach is up. So Zach is up here. He's got a significantly better position. He can, although the knight is under threat, it's protected. So what can he do now? I mean, he can. The best move here is probably to castle, because if he castles, it moves his king out the line of fire. If the knight, it means the knight can move following that, and Stu's back line is completely exposed. Although he can attack the knight, he can't do much until. Oh dear. What happened? Why did Zach make that move? He just lost his knight for no reason. And I don't know why. And he took with the bishop. He shouldn't have bothered. Should have just left the bishop behind. Moved it back somewhere, perhaps to here or down to a bit further back. But instead he lost his bishop as well. And I don't know why. I don't know what he was doing. So now his piece is down, his pawns are pinned, and we're a bit screwed. Zach, what the hell is going on? You started really well and then totally screwed it up. Gutted. Oh well. Oh, here we go. Queen is being attacked. I mean, you can just put the queen behind the pawn, that's not a problem. Put the queen here, that's fine. But he might not be able to do that, he might not want to do that. Is that what he's done? That's what he's done. Yeah, that's fine. There's no, I mean, but then he can, the bishop can move to here from Stu, but Zach can then move his queen back. He's still in a pretty bad position overall. But I mean, what else can Stu do? Stu can move the knight here, but then that blocks the bishops from developing, so that's probably not a good move. If Stu moves the, in fact, if Stu moves the bishop here, he just loses the bishop. Queen takes the bishop. Knight to here blocks the bishop from developing, so instead Stu should probably castle, because then he gets a king on the open file and prevents the king from castling. But what has that done? Oh dear. But he hasn't done that. Oh dear. Let's see. I should be able to do this. I should be able to guess what move they make, but it doesn't seem to work. Right, can I do that? I can. Okay, so that's my guess on Stu. Let's see. So Zach's queen is here. He shouldn't have put it there because now, okay, the knight is now attacking this. He needs to get his king out of the line of fire. He needs the castle now. He's going to lose that pawn, but if he loses the pawn, he can then pin the knight against the queen and against the king afterwards. So Stu might have screwed this up a little bit. He's blocked his king in. What he should do now first, because this pawn is still pretty much pinned. I don't know if Zach's going to castle, of course. We'll see. That's what he should do. And resign himself to losing this pawn. Don't try and protect it. It's gone. So that's what I would do. Then you might have a move like, I mean, the castling is unavailable now. But what can you do? I mean, you can take the pawn. Following that, am I allowed to do this? Live analysis, does that work? No, not allowed. Okay. Oh well. So that's what Zach should do. Is he going to do it? Who knows? Can't think of a better move. There's nothing much available for him. And at any point Stu can check the king over here. There we go, he has castled. That is the right move to make, probably. There's not much else he can do with that. Like I said, prevents Stu from castling. Okay, he's lost that now. What should he do? Look to here perhaps. That pins the knight, because if the knight moves, the queen is lost. But then you can fork the... You can do this. Ooh, that's pretty bad, because if he takes that, then the queen comes down here, takes the rook anyway. So maybe not that move. He probably just has to get his queen out of the way, to be honest. Maybe come back here to block any attacks on the king, any checks from the queen, anything like that. If the knight goes here, you can take, or just take it with the queen. If the knight goes here, again you take. If it goes here, you've got some possibilities of doing something different. But either way, he needs to move his queen probably out of the way. He can try protecting it with something, or protecting maybe this square here with this knight, so that protects this square, which means that the king can't be attacked. That's quite a useful thing to do, because if the knight moves anyway, you can always pin it with the knight, the rook. Now, because you've got a knight and a queen on this rank, on this file rather, with the king, at any point you can pin any of them. So let's see. He's done. He's moved his rook over already. As I said, that's not necessarily a good idea, because you've got this here. See if Stu notices it. The pawn has to take, because otherwise you lose your rook. Possibly to a checkmate. If you move the king over here or here, and you lose, then you get checkmated, or nearly checkmated, I guess. If you move it there, you can take the knight afterwards, but you still lose your rook. You're just going to lose in general. So he has to take with the pawn, but then he's going to get checked here, perhaps by the queen. So probably wasn't the best move to make, although it looks good at the time. But if he takes it with the pawn, then the queen is going to come down and take the rook. Let's see, what do they say? Who's up? Stu is well up. So Zach's move there was not a good one. Where is it? There we go. There we are. Right, let me move that around there so I can see your comments. There we are. Am I making a lot of mistakes? Yes, I am, absolutely. I'm not an expert. God. First stream, God, telling me I'm not making mistakes. Of course I am. Jesus. Right, either way, Zach's made a mistake here. At this point, he was still alright. He could have held it, actually. Although is he technically down a piece? He's technically down a piece, but it looks like the position gives him a lot of compensation for that because of these two pins, possible pins here. But he needs to get his king out of the firing line first, especially from the check from this knight, because the knight can just unpin itself straight away with the check. Yeah. Let's see, what else can we do? There's not many other moves available at this point. Zach's here. I mean, from here, Stu should win. There should be no reason he can't win this. Should Luke do the commentary? I'd love Luke to do the commentary. I think that would be excellent. Anyway, we've got a knight here. This is the move Stu should make. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't make that move. It's as far as I can tell, by far the best move. I suppose there's another couple of moves he could potentially make. I mean, there's so many options here, I suppose. But your knight is attacked twice. You can't, if you move the queen here, say, then you get rook takes, queen, and then if the queen takes back, queen takes, your king is in check, you've got no pieces effectively, and although you are technically a rook up, you're going to have a bad time, shall we say. Zach would need to move his pieces out for it, so the knight out here and the rook into the middle somewhere so that he gets some advantages in the middle. Ben says, let's see, we should done this on Zoom so we can all chat. And yes, we should have done, but we haven't. So there. Next time we should. I agree. And then whoever's playing gets out the chat for that time. We have a nice thing, have a nice meeting. I can't do that all the time though because I have kids. I've got other stuff to do. So yeah. Now, what is Stu waiting for? Stu is making a lot of doing a lot of thinking for a move that should be pretty simple. Oh well. I can't see Stu making a huge mistake here. There should be no reason to make a mistake. Let's see. What does it say? So these are Stu's advantages, but if Stu makes a mistake like going for that, like he could do something else. Oh, he's castled. Oh my god. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster. He's tried to get his king out of the firing line, but by doing so he's just lost his knight. So this is what should happen. The rook cannot come down here straight away. So Zach takes that. If that gets taken, fine, you take with the queen. I mean, that is a disastrous move. And Luke, I want you to notice that even though you beat me, and a really good game by the way, even though you beat me, I can spot moves like that is a bad move, and I can spot that straight away, even without this telling me what's good or bad. Right, now, that is an appalling move by Stu. That is really bad. Zach made that move? Yes, he has. That is the right move to make. What can Stu do now? Well, he's got his bishop to move. He could try and make some pins. So, for example, if he moves the rook, he moves the queen here. That then pins the rook because of the not the queen behind it. And then that gives him options when coming down to the back rank here. But I'm pretty sure there's something you can do against that. Yeah, so you could just move the rook back here to protect the back rank. Then you've got a rook and the king protecting the back rank. Stu can try to continue attacking there, but yeah. But there's always this check available on the king, so if he moves this, you do check that, and then rook takes queen. So he's got to be pretty careful. Got to make the right move. Ben, you say, shame I didn't spot it for my own moves. That's true, but if you notice, there were only a couple of small mistakes. There was one blunder, it was late on in the game, that's it. I did not make any massive, horrendous mistakes like that one, because that was a massive blunder. He went from a -11 advantage to a 0-0, basically. Look at this, or minus 0.16. So it went from, where are we? Look at this, -12. That means he has a 12-piece advantage, effectively. And then, what does he do? Oh, God. Minus 0.6. That is awful. So bad. Knight to there would have won the game for him pretty much on the spot. But no such luck. Because you could always castle afterwards, basically. If he did that, he could have gone here. Knight that's taken. Take the rook. King moves. And then you castle. And then you've taken a rook for a knight. Your queen is in a much more advantageous position. You've just moved the rook out, and even though the queen goes here, the king can immediately go into the corner, and then this knight and rook can't do anything because they're way away from everything. So Zach making a bit of a mistake with his development, but Stu castling, oh Jesus, awful. I don't know how to be able to make more than one move. I can predict what the next move will be on this, so I can do... Where is it? Oh, what was that move? I missed something. No, that's it. I should be able to... Yeah, so I can predict the very next move, but I can't predict any moves after that for some reason, which is really annoying. But, oh, he has done it as well, so he's gone for that. So that's what I said. So Zach, if he's got it, that should be the move. Oh no, not that. Whoops. Maybe not that. Maybe not that. Because if he does that, he loses his queen for a check. That would be bad. But let's see. We're still on an average of a 0 advantage here. So there's no reason. Oh no. What's he done? Has he just been checkmated? Oh no, he hasn't. Of course, he's got his other rook. That was a good move. Well done, Zach. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, and Stu's done it as well. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. He's just lost his queen. He didn't notice the rook. What is Stu doing? What is he doing? Is he trying to give Zach the game? Honestly now. What is he doing? He's just lost a massive advantage. He's lost the equivalent of 30 points of pieces in about 3 moves. Come on, Zach. I think it's the only move he can make, to be honest. Oh well. Yeah, it's the only move he can make. It's the only move that it will allow him to make. So he might as well make it. What's he doing? Why did it still tell me it's Stu's turn? I don't know why that's happening. It should be Zach's turn, surely. I don't know. Don't know what's going on. Very weird. Please tell me he hasn't just made that move. Did he make that move? That is appalling. Appalling, guys. My god. Have I lost my connection or something? What is going on? Stu hasn't played that move. Why does it show me that he has played that move? That is well weird. I was going to say, because that would be a disastrous move. He should not play that move. Oh, I think I've gone to like live analysis or something somehow. Right, let's go back to there. Okay, can I do that? Wait a minute. Right. Friends. Where did I find it? Oh my lord. Aha! There we go. What's off for this? I don't want to add a moderator. Go away! There we go. Okay, so luckily he didn't throw his advantage away. That's good. What can Zach do now? So there's a couple of interesting possibilities, I guess. What should he do? Should he just attack the queen? Don't see any reason why he shouldn't attack the queen. It looks like there's 3 moves out of it afterwards. 3 main moves. Most of them give Stu a slight advantage, but there's one wrong move, which is queen to e7, which would be here. That would give Zach the advantage again. So he shouldn't play that move. But Zach could play the knight here. That would be fine. There's no way to attack the rook again. We have the back rank covered, as we talked about before. Done it again. It's shown me what Stu's move is, even when he hasn't made the move. Come on. I don't want to see that. What have I done? Man. This is so weird. Ben wants to do Zoom instead. Should we do Zoom instead, Ben? Fucking fine. God. Jesus. Alright, I'm going to end the stream, guys, and see you online in a bit. That was fun, though. Okay, bye.